Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess. We're playing as black against colorful guy. I'm just gonna keep trying to play the Sicilian. I don't know. Seems fine. Ooh. Pinpointing this already, huh? Okay. Fine. I guess I'll just play this, and now I still have this threat, which apparently is good sometimes, but not if you put the knight here. I don't know. I feel like against this I'm not supposed to... I don't know. Wow! Going in just incredibly hard for... Oh! Huh! That's why knight here is bad. Because this threatens mate in one and also threatens the pawn, right? How weird. I don't know. Probably I can win the pawn back somehow. This is kind of a liability. Um, is there something I could do that defends both? I don't think so. Well, I have this actually, which doesn't seem to work. um, and anyway, queen could just take here. So I'm surprised I've never seen this before. Okay. Let's just open. Oh, this defends both. I see. Okay, well, I'm glad I spent a minute on that. That explains why this opening is not seen so much. Now I get to do a bunch of developing with tempo against the queen, probably, right? Here, for example, seems good. Do I want to push a pawn instead to get this? No, I've already got space for that bishop. Yeah, let's just go here. Hmm. This is sort of an issue. But I think after the queen moves, I can do something like this and be fine. Oh my god. It was like, I don't know if you guys could see it, but when I was dragging the piece, it was kind of like choppy. I don't think my computer is... I guess I could check. Yeah, it's not like I'm pegged on CPU or something. It could have been a Lichess issue, but that should be totally local. I don't know. Weird. Maybe a Chrome issue? I don't know how I would even figure that out. And then I think I can actually, instead of this, I believe I can do this. Because this is attacked twice and defended twice. Actually, it's defended 3 times. So this chases away the bishop. Or else creates some trades here. Trading their developed bishop. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that. I could just take a simple developing move here. Or even here, so that my queen doesn't get the knight pinned to it. But I think I want to open up the center. I think I want this. Well, here. I guess I can just take the bishop in that case, right? They get the knight, but I'm up a pawn. Okay. So because my opponent is without... has their queen sidelined, that's what makes me think I want to... Oh, actually, also... takes, threatens the queen. So I think takes would be a blunder for my opponent here. They have to run with the bishop. And that means if I want, I can win the e-pawn. Unless I guess they run here. But then this? Okay. So, but I can grab the bishop. I definitely want to do this. I'm up a pawn. It's not a very strong pawn, but I also got to develop my queen. And my center pawns are... I have a better center. This is a little bit awkward, but I wouldn't be surprised if I get a chance to trade off one of these pawns for a better pawn. I could also try something like this to limit the queen even more, kind of as a prelude to trapping her. Or I could just do this and attack her immediately. Where is she going to go? Maybe here? I think this is probably an empty threat. It's cute because I get to like push again and attack the knight. I achieved this very advanced pawn, but it doesn't have any support, so I think it's probably a bad idea. And will just lead to me losing the pawn that's protecting my king. So let's go here and make a threat against the queen a little bit more dangerous. Also allows castles if I want. Right, because now this queen has so few squares, it would really have to be right here. And that might be worth it. Okay. So that means this doesn't actually help because it takes away this square, but it gives the queen that square. I see. What if here, though? That doesn't help take away this square. Here. Oh, actually, the queen could go here now that I look at it. It's defended by the knight. Okay, so this queen attack is not really all that much. But fine. I'm happy to trade this pawn off, I think. But I'd be happy for the queen to go there. Yeah, let's go with this. If the queen has to go to one of these two squares. If she goes here, I'm happy to trade with her. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we can just trade queens this way and ruin your kingside? Ruins my kingside, too. Well, I can decline. I can say, no thanks, let's not ruin our kingsides. Oh, but if I go here... Suppose here, and then they ignore my threat, then and just take here. Is that okay? I guess I could salvage things. I kind of... right. The point is that I can't actually just retreat with the bishop. Because if I try to avoid the bishop exchange, they have this, and I can't retake. So I have to go in for this, I think. And I don't know, it's getting a little exciting. I think they have to take, right? Because if they go here, I have this, and then they can't actually recapture my bishop so easily. So I think they should take my bishop. I'm not doing that, though. Let's think this through. One obvious move is this. Trading rooks. I'm up a pawn, let's get rid of some material, right? Another possibility, I could try running away, but it's a little bit hard for me to do that. It's a bit hard for them too, isn't it? So I'm thinking, what about this? This is the idea that I like most. My king side is wrecked anyway. I might as well castle long and be able to retake the bishop with check. Do they have some move that deals with that? I don't think so. Well, I guess they could do this. But that pins the knight. I don't think it's that great. Yeah. And you have to take now, because if you retreat, my bishop can retreat picking up a knight. Well, actually, maybe you could do this? No, because then I'm defending my bishop. Okay. I haven't talked at all about undefended pieces this game. I confess I find it a little bit... I know that's how I should be trying to improve, but it's just like... It's hard to maintain that kind of focus on something that seems sort of humdrum and routine. Okay, I mean, castling long looks insane here. Bring more material over to the side where the enemy king is way out in the open. Like, he seems way out of bounds right now. Yeah. My pawn is defended, so I don't have to worry about this. It's very defended, in fact. Okay. Opponent wants to trade rooks. I don't think I would hate that idea, but... Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that... Well, if I take here, that undevelops the knight. Do I want to do that? I feel like that's not the greatest idea. I just want to make sure I still own this file. And then I can, like, chase the knight away, for example. Well, that doesn't work. They just take. But it might be worth it anyway to unleash my bishop. I want to get these knights out of here. And this is a killer square for a knight, obviously. This guy's going to have to move. And if takes here, then this? Yeah, I guess they did have to make that trade first, because they need to move the knight, but they can't because it's trapped. It's pinned down to defending the rook. So this forced more material off, I guess. I think I want to go this way. Yeah, don't expose my king to this kind of pressure from the c file. Knight here is pretty strong. Okay, that seems fine too, I guess. Here? If a knight could get there, it could fork my pieces, which I don't like. Right now, the only way to do that would be through here. Which... Well, I guess he could do. Because this square is well defended. I don't know, maybe I should have backed off and not allow the trade. My bishop is pretty cool right now. But I still think I should just let them try to trade down material. Right, I'm up this pawn, basically. And my pieces are better developed, and so are my pawns. So if they want to, I guess they might try this, but here. There's this check. I don't know. So what? I don't know how I'm supposed to make progress, and that's what always happens to me in these end games. They want to make a discovery with the knight, I guess, maybe? To open up the rook with check. To go, I'm not sure where. Is it possible that I can just... It wouldn't be a discovery. It would just be like getting out of the rook's way with check. Let's just put a stop to that. What's the worst that could happen, right? And it threatens this, which with my bishop working here would force king there. Or here, I guess. But then I'd be able to pick up this pawn if I wanted it. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something with my pawns, like this. But I'm like, I don't know what's going on in the middle here, and so I'm doing other stuff instead. Even like f5 might be fine. Now that I've taken away the knight's ability to go here. That's an interesting idea. Just trade the bishop? No, that lets him connect those pawns and makes them quite a bit better. Okay, let's just push. Hang on. Is this something? These both attack the bishop. So who cares? I don't think it's a big problem. This knight is now pinned? I don't know if it super matters, but it does mean I can get something like this in now if I want. Maybe this would be better? I don't know. This kind of forces a king move, I think. Because otherwise I can grab the bishop, right? Or the knight. I can push here, attacking the knight with a pawn, and then just grab it. And I don't know how excited opponent is to make another king move. Maybe it's fine. I wonder if maybe the reason this would be better is because it doesn't obstruct my bishop's view, but on the other hand, this has the support of a bishop. So that's kind of cool. Now this is an excellent square if I can figure out how to use it. Actually, since they have to move a knight now, can't I do like this? Or I could... No, that's not defended yet. But this push, I think, accomplishes a lot. Makes it even harder for the rook to get involved. Gives me this square. And really restricts the king. Okay. Now you can get to my back rank if you want. I don't know that that's so great. I also actually don't think that getting my rook here is all that good. I can pick up this pawn, but then my rook is kind of out, I don't know, here. Like, if I get 3 moves in a row, yeah, I get checkmate, but that doesn't usually happen. I just have to avoid, like, rook tactics, right? I don't know how to do that. um, maybe just push another pawn? Get going over here? I think, like, this would be my opponent's try, maybe? But then I can break here. Oh, yeah, you do get that, don't you? Well, okay. If you want it, you can have it. I didn't really think about that. I didn't see where the rook was trying to go. Surveying undefended pieces would have helped. Threatens mate in 1, you better do something. Like, specifically this is the thing you better do? Oh, or this? Then check and, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I've sort of gotten snookered over here. I snookered myself. Because this rook is not a stable attacker of this pawn. Unless I'm willing to accept a draw, which I'm not. Actually, king here? Instead of running with the rook, counterattack against theirs? Then if takes, I have takes. And if rook trade, I'm happy with that as well. Okay. They're giving up their bad pawn for my good pawn, but at least, like, I have a passer now, right? And I didn't have to lose material. Where are you headed? I think they shouldn't take. They should force me to do this. But then here? Yeah, I think I actually push past if they don't take. Ah, that's better, isn't it? Because now if I push, take, takes, and I'm down a pawn. I could support here, but then I lose this. Can I afford to involve the king a bit more? I'm not sure. They can't bring their king in. Let's just get over. I don't know. This just let's get over here to restrict the rook. My pawns are doing fine on their own, but no, they're not because here, if they like do this, maybe that's okay. Takes. I think takes is really bad, and I think push is also bad. Let's back up, I guess, so I can keep an eye on this and also maneuver a bit more freely without having to worry about this pawn. I don't know. I feel like this to shut out the rook's entry squares might have been good. This is definitely like an endgame that's complicated enough I don't know what to do. I should work on my passer somehow, I guess. But just like rook here seemed a little bit too... Yeah, okay, you're... okay. You're threatening these guys, I suppose. So here, say. I don't know, whichever... I think I'd be okay with this. I hope. Yeah. I don't know. If I'd tried to block that, they could have come down here instead. So now though, can I take here? Like this is not good because then just takes. It does defend this pawn. I could go up here, I guess, and now they're all defended. Yeah. And there are tactics like this, but right now my rook is watching. Oh, whoops. Oh dear. This is horrible. I'm getting eaten alive all of a sudden. I don't think this really does anything. They just move king over and then they still have this threat. Oh no. So I really need to do something with this. But now they have a passer. Ugh, I let my king get sidelined. I stepped back here. Probably should have stepped up here. I was worried about getting pinned to this pawn or interfering with this defense. Maybe that also wouldn't have worked. Ugh. This, I guess, threatens a counterattack if they take. Then there's this. Can I do this? Check. Takes, takes. I'm down a pawn. Ah, that doesn't... No, maybe that's fine. Ugh. I think I'm losing both of these if I don't do something with one of them. Maybe I develop this somehow? I don't think I can, really. Okay, yeah, I hate this. Now there's this thing. Oh, they're not going to do it. Okay. So my pawn has a head start. I think they should have done this, right? And now their rook is really tied down to defending this. I think king over now? The pawn can't promote on its own. But if I push, I can try to track down this pawn. And meanwhile, their king has to keep stepping over. So they can't work on this yet. So what if I tried this now? Does that work? They can't get over to defend it. And they can't check. So like king here maybe? Then I grab this. King here, and I'm just in time to defend, barely? I don't know if that's good. I'll give it a try. I don't have any better ideas at the moment. Oh, that's cute. But now I can push, no? Or advance the king, whatever the word is. Does this not work? I thought this worked. But actually their pawn is more advanced than mine. Takes, takes, takes. Pawn push. No, I'm in time to stop it. I can get a draw that way. Well, we certainly have to take the rook. I mean, there's not much choice. Question is just, do I work on this pawn somehow? I don't think so. I can't actually do anything any better than a draw, I don't think, right? Here, here. Here. Yeah, the king can just blockade. Okay. So we take the draw. Well, I definitely had an advantage that I gave away with my mismanagement of the pawns. Opponent won't take the draw, but whatever. Oh, they found it. Darn. All right, good game. Yeah, I just didn't know what to do with those pawns, and I didn't see the rook tactic coming. Yeah, as we expected, I had a sizable advantage that was eventually whittled away by all those pawn mistakes. Even from the very beginning. Well, I mean, this is fine, right? Like, I know my endgame knowledge is sort of lacking because I don't get there that often. I'm okay with this. Um, So it doesn't like rook there. It says just trade rooks. Or, I guess. No, there's something better than either of those. That's a surprise. What could it be? Really? What? There aren't any other moves. Come on. I mean, I guess there are. I could take the knight. Rooks are better than knights, but this bishop is insane right now, right? So here, I see. I think the idea is that this, castle's long, and we're threatening a checkmate. Yeah. They can't actually take this. Oh, that's so weird. Why not just castle? It says king stepping up is a little better. I guess it doesn't. Right. Where the rook ends up, it doesn't matter. If I'm moving him here next move anyway. And you might as well have the king defend. This threatens the bishop. And if they try to rescue the bishop, they lose, right? Here, say. Checkmate. So they have to give up the bishop anyway. I got a knight and a bishop for the rook, and it's also like a completely insane bishop. The opponent has to spend time doing nonsense like this. Okay, that's cool. So I thought briefly about taking the knight, but I was like, oh, I'm just getting a knight for a rook. Like, what's the advantage there? But the advantage is I have a rook like right up in the white king's nose, a bishop, and I can get a rook there quickly in this open file. Yeah. Okay. And then it doesn't like this. The only other move I really see is to trade rooks. I'm not sure why that's so great. So what did I actually play? I played rook here. It hates that. I don't understand why we're trading rooks here. Don't I want to retain control of the file? Why is it useful to make this knight move? I guess if takes, and I put the knight here, the rook here, the knight is kind of stuck. I don't know, he's not stuck. He has to move. I don't know. He's not stuck at all. Never mind. He has to move, which is something. So is this a bad move? It is. It says this file is not important to you. Work on this pawn. Interesting. Which you do get with check. That's nice. Huh. I thought keeping the king on the side of the board would be pretty important and threaten to combine with other pieces someday. But apparently it just doesn't quite materialize, and so we just are better off grabbing a pawn. Okay. And here again, I suppose I was meant to trade rooks? Or did I actually do that? No, I played here. Which I thought was cool. But actually it's not cool at all. So takes, If rook takes, I suppose we take again, forcing the knight out. And all the rooks are off. Huh. I don't really understand why this is good. What's bad about what I did? Really? You're supposed to take with the c pawn? I mean, I guess it is taking towards the center. And oh, okay. I mean, it keeps this from being so isolated. Maybe as a point. This this pawn can stand on its own, or rather, if I take like this, these two pawns can handle themselves. But in the other direction, this guy is kind of weak. Huh. Okay, so that's like something sort of, but I don't know. I don't. Ah! I still don't understand what's good about this. We get all the rooks off, and we sideline the knight. Okay. Ah, and then we can work against this pawn and pick it up in whatever way we like. It says king here, and we just grab a pawn. Okay, I mean, I don't know. All the details of this, I guess, don't matter. The point is that we... Trading the rooks off lets us win that pawn. Can I win the pawn if I don't trade the rooks off? What I did was this, and that's giving up on it. Ah, that's why it says this is another move. It's like you can just try to win the pawn. But you don't actually win it because there's a rook. I see. But this is still fine, apparently. I don't know. It doesn't like this. I saw that I could do that. And apparently White's response was bad enough that this worked out better for me than making the right, or well, almost as well as making the right move. um but what, is it just like trade here? I hate that. Yeah, it is not trade there. Go after the rook? Contest the open file? No. I don't know. Tell. Oh, it says that's fine, even though it drops like an entire pawn, apparently. It says king here. To help these pawns? Oh, man. I'm so bad at these pawns. Huh. It just feels like my king is in so much trouble over here. Or not in trouble, but like, what exactly is he doing? We're opening up this file to the rook? Are you kidding me? Who knows? So a5 was bad. Yeah. Can I just do this? Is that the point? No. Or no, it's really bad. Go after this now? No? I don't know. What is it? Attack this file. I see. The rook has to move. And then we can get in like here and gobble up all these pawns. And I say just help yourself to that one. And that really simplifies the problem of getting promoted over here. It actually wants to check me. I don't totally understand why. Okay, whatever. I see. All these checks. I eventually have to run down to this, the 7th rank. And then you can pick this up. But I'm in here. I'm here in time to defend this. I don't know. Okay, so definitely some. I'm not sure what exactly. Some mistakes. Hopefully, some lessons learned. Opportunities missed is maybe the word I was looking for. It was a solid game. I was never in danger of losing, which is better than I thought. Okay, well, second draw in 3 videos or something? Kind of a surprise. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.